Hello and welcome to Nelson All Over Cards. Today we are starting a brand new series where we are going to be playing Lord of the Rings two-handed through the revised content. Now I don't technically have the revised content, but I'm simulating having the revised content. I've been doing a single or solo player playthrough of the progression series as they came out chronologically 10 plus years ago, and I've gotten a couple suggestions to go through and play some of the revised stuff with the content that is readily available today. And so I'm super excited to start that journey. Now we are playing two-handed, simulating a two-player game, which is something else that I have not done a lot of. And so let's see how that goes. But I've refreshed the rules on multiplayer. I think this is potentially my third game I've ever played two-handed, which is kind of fun. But it is also going to be a exercise in spatial awareness for how much stuff we can get on the table. I usually run out of space in solo games, so we'll see how this works. I moved the camera up, so hopefully that helps just a little bit. We're going to be playing with the revised content, what is out. However, with the core set quest, we're going to be using the only cards that came in the core set. But as we progress on, I'm going to get these starter decks. We're also going to be playing with the player cards from the associated campaign. So Agmar, we'll use the cards from core, Agmar, starter decks, etc., etc. So I'm really excited to dive into it. There's so much more interactions that happen in like a two-player game. And so this will be a lot of fun to explore and just play a little bit more. Oh, that kind of rhymed. Over here on my right-hand side, we have our questers. This is led by Aragorn. We have two leadership characters. We have Aragorn and Theodred, and then Eowyn. Now, we are kind of skewed a little bit heavier towards the spirit side of things because we have a Celebrian Stone, which is going to give Aragorn the spirit resource icon. That means Aragorn is going to get his Steward of Gondor, and that's going to be kind of the ramp that we're looking at over here. For the right hand side, this is more of our combat heavy side, where we have Gimli and Legolas from the tactic sphere, and then Barrowir from the lore sphere. That is going to do a lot of our damage and hopefully take care of a lot of our enemies. So let's dive in. Starting threat over here 29, starting threat over here 30, and it's time. So 1A, set up searching encounter deck for one copy of Forest Spider and one copy of the Old Forest Road. So after you travel the Old Forest Road, the first player can choose and ready one character that they control. And then over here on the Forest Spider, after the Forest Spider engages you, you have to, they get +1 attack. We're actually going to have our right-hand side over here be our first player because we're going to be traveling to this Old Forest Road, and I want to ready up one of these characters once we do so. So let's see what we got. We are pretty evenly split on resources over here on our right side. And so we have a Horn of Gondor, which is going to go on Barrowir to help get those lore resource generations. We got Gandalf, Spearman, Quick Strike, Blade of Gondolin, Dwarven Axe, and a Forest Snare. That's actually a pretty decent start. We're going to keep that. So I usually just draw right after because I play solo. We got a Steward of Gondor, Galadriel's Greeting. Give me a stone. Galadriel's Greeting, Dwarven Tomb, Stand and Fight, and a Guard of the Citadel. We're going to mulligan this. I think even though we have Steward, we can get Steward. Resource generation is not as important as the Celebrian Stone. I think we would have not drawn into it, so that's fine. The other thing that we could do, and I don't want to do this because it's just going to be so much better if we are able to get that Celebrian Stone on Aragorn and use that resource generation, but we could, if we don't see it in the first hand and we do see another Steward, there is the argument to be made to drop it on Eowyn. Until then, we can use Theodred's ability to start pumping resources into Eowyn. We got Snowborn Scout, Hasty Stroke, Gandalf Steward, and a Test of Will. Resource phase, we're going to draw a card. We got Sneak Attack. Ooh, Sneak Attack Gandalf, it's happening. And then we're going to draw a card over here, which is a Blade of Gondolin. Let's pass out some money. And we got 1, 1, 1. And here we go. Okay. So first player, we want to, let's go ahead and use 2 of these resources to play a Gondalorian Spearman. That's going to give us just a little bit of safety. I'd rather have the Spearman out to protect damage. There's a lot of things that can exhaust in this deck, so let's just try and avoid that. We're going to save that one resource for Barravir. Now, we could use Barravir to draw cards. And since we have the Gandalf in hand, I think we will sneak attack Gandalf. And so we can use Barravir to have us draw 2 cards. We've got an Unexpected Courage and a Dwarven Tomb. I'm really looking for that. Whatever you call it. Celebrian Stone. I don't think we're going to be doing any playing of cards here. We could play a Snowborn Scout. We're going to do that. We're just going to use a Theodred resource to play Snowborn Scout. After they enter play, place 1 progress on a location in play. That's going to be the Old Forest Road. And then we're going to go into our quest phase. When we go into the quest phase, we can commit characters to the quest, starting with the first player. Now we know we're going to sneak attack Gandalf, probably take out this forest spider. The other thing that we could do, if we absolutely wanted to, is use Gandalf to draw cards. Nah. We have Barravir to draw cards. So over here, I don't think we're actually going to quest. We'll actually quest with Gimli. Because when we travel to Old Forest Road, we'll get to ready one of our characters. Might as well be Gimli. And there's a chance that we ping a damage on Gimli with some of these treachery cards. So we're going to quest for 2 here. We're going to quest for Eowyn. Then let's quest for Theodred. We're going to pass a resource to Eowyn with Theodred's response. And then Aragorn, we're not going to quest with, just to have a little bit of safety. Or we could. I mean, we may be fine. Let's go ahead and quest with Aragorn. So we got 2, 3, 7, 9. We're going to spend a resource to play Sneak Attack. We're going to put Gandalf into play, and we're going to commit Gandalf to the quest for 4 more. When Gandalf enters play, we're going to deal 4 damage to an enemy, which is going to clear our spider there. So 2, 3, 7, 11, 13 to 1. Oops, this needs to be over here. And we've got 2 cards coming in. The first card, when revealed, the player with the highest threat level attaches this card to one of their heroes. Counts as a condition attachment. After the attached hero does not ready during the refresh phase unless you pay 2 resources from that hero's pool. That's going to be over here. We're going to put that on Gimli. Yikes. And then we've got a Ungolith Spawn. That's always a great one to see right off the bat. It's a engage at 32. 3, 5, 2, 9. When revealed, each character currently committed to the quest gets -1 until the end of the phase. Yikes. So that's going to be 3, 4, 7, 8. We're doing 8. We're showing 4, so we'll place 4 progress. The Ungolith Spawn probably could have saved that Gandalf for that. For the sneak attack Gandalf. Gandalf's is going to pop back to our hand. And it's the travel phase. We're going to travel here to Old Forest Road. We will ready Gimli. Now this does not ready during the refresh phase, so we can ready Gimli there and be okay. I don't want to engage the Ungolith Spawn because I don't have... I forgot about Mentor. Probably should have committed Mentor. We could attack. We could attack for 2, 5, 6, dealing 4 damage to the spawn, but not worth it, I don't think. Okay. So we will move on. During our refresh phase, we'll ready our heroes. Barravir. Increase our threat, so we're at 30 and 31. Then we'll pass first player. Mindor is over here now. Pass out resources. And draw a card. Our card here is the Gladrium's Greeting. Pass out resources on this side. Hopefully we can grab a Miner of the Iron Hills. It's Rain of Arrows. We also have the Forest Snare. So we could engage the Ungolith Spawn this turn. and then drop a forest snare on it next turn. That's just going to shut it down, and we'll be pretty happy with that result. Okay, so planning phase. We could go ahead and throw the Unexpected Courage on Gimli. That's an interesting play. Actually, I think I kind of want it on Barravir. I think we can get around the Gimli situation for readying. I think we want to, yeah, let's go ahead and spend 2 resources. Actually, first, let's use Barravir to draw 2 cards. Got a Guard of the Citadel and a Galadriel's Greeting. Wow. Okay. We'll go ahead and spend 2 to play an Unexpected Courage on Barravir. We will use a ready to ready Barravir. I think we're kind of getting to the point where I want to throw Steward of Gondor down, and we're going to do it on Éowyn. Spend 2, put the Steward of Gondor on Éowyn. This is just going to help accelerate some of our stuff. I'm tired of waiting for the stone, and every round that we don't have the Steward of Gondor out, we're losing tempo. And so might as well throw it out there, and then we can flex at that point. We do have a couple more. We have a Test of Will. We have a Hasty Stroke. I think we're going to hang on to some of that for... We're going to hang on to the resources there instead of using Éowyn. Over here, we have... Let's go ahead and spend 1 to play Blade of Gondolin on Legolas. And let's spend 1 to play Blade of Gondolin on Legolas. So we get +1 attack when attacking an orc. Then after we attack and destroy an enemy, place 1 progress token on the current quest. So now when Legolas participates in an attack that defeats an enemy, 2 progress goes on the quest, which is pretty awesome. Let's commit some characters to the quest. Let's commit Mindor. Let's commit Éowyn. Let's commit... It is actually kind of interesting, the timing behind Theodred, because we all have to do our commit, so we can't actually pass resources to our other player unless we are second players. So that's kind of fun. We'll go here and I guess give it to Éowyn. No, you know what? We're going to give the resource to Theodred because we're going to have a lot of blue generation. So might as well just kind of offset in case we draw into some higher expensive leadership cards. And... Aragorn. Is Aragorn going to do anything? We have Snowborn Scout. Let's go ahead and quest with Aragorn as well. So total of... And you know what? So I'm going to get another one of these. I may just use this as my counter. Usually when I'm streaming, I have a digital counter. But we're questing for 2, 3, 4, 8. Let's quest for +2. So 10. We're showing 3. We're going to flip into, we get 2 of these. Deal 1 damage to each exhausted character. I'm okay with that. I could cancel it, but I'd rather not cancel it. I'd rather hang on to the Test of Will, just in case. And then we've got, attached to the player with the highest threat level, attaches this card to one of their heroes. Attached hero is not ready during the resource phase. And this is... You could play it on Gimli. I could play it on Gimli again. Ugh. Yuck. Let's put it on Gimli again. The other thought would be to put it onto Barravir, and Barravir can use Unexpected Courage to ready. We're gonna do that. We're gonna put this on Barravir. Gross. But I mean, we quested really, really well. I'm gonna need a counter because I can't remember anything. We got 2, 3, 4, 8, 10. showing 3. So 7 gets pushed, 2 goes here, 5 goes on the main, which completes the main. Moving on to 2A. Forced, when you defeat the stage, proceed to one of the a chosen path stages at random. This has 2. One of them could pull the Ungula spawn. It is now the engagement time. I'm going to go ahead and optionally engage the Ungula spawn here. Combat phase. We're going to deal a shadow card. We're going to block with the Spearman and deal a damage here to the spawn. It's going to be 5. Defending player must choose and discard 1 attachment he controls. We'll get rid of one of these blades. We could hasty stroke that if we wanted to. No, we're good. And the Spearman absolutely did not survive that attack. And we'll swing back for 3, which will deal a damage to the spawn with Legolas. Okay. Let's go. Oh, wait, hold on. When a quest card is defeated, ready Mendor, then each player draws 1 card. So we get to draw a card. Sneak attack and a lure. Okay. At the end of the round, we will increase both of our threats and stand up. But we don't ready here, and we're not going to ready there because I don't want to spend those resources. Mendor is going to pass back over here. Planning phase. Let's pass out all of our money. Okay. And draw a card. Dwarven Axe. Nice. And a stand and fight. We could pull a Spearman out, which is kind of fun. Stand and fight can be anybody's discard pile, which is another really cool interaction. So we're just going to leave this exhausted. Okay, let's spend 3 to play the Forest Snare on the Ungula spawn. So the attached enemy cannot attack. So that kind of solves that problem. We'll use an Unexpected Courage to ready Barravir. And that'll be it for our players over here. Over here, now we do have a Sneak Attack Gandalf ready to go, but I think we're going to wait and see what comes out of that encounter deck first. I think we will go ahead and spend 2 to play Stand and Fight to go get Bladed Gondolin, or Gondorian Spearman. Just to have... he is Sentinel, so he can defend, and it's just going to be a nice check. I like having chump blockers around. Let's go ahead and spin 2 from Theodred to play Guard at the Citadel. We have a Hasty Stroke. We have a Test of Will. We have a Sneak Attack. We're very happy over here. We're happy, happy, happy. Let's go ahead and commit characters. We're going to commit Mendor. We are going to commit... I think that's it. I think that's all we're committing over here. Barravir, we may use to swing. We may use to draw some cards. We are going to maintain the flexibility with Barravir. On our team over here, we're going to go for 4. So that's 5 total. 6. We'll give a resource to Theodred. 7, 8. So we're questing for 8. We'll stage. We got the King Spider. Each player must choose and exhaust 1 character they control. Over here, we will exhaust Legolas. And we will exhaust the Snowborn Scout. And we got Travel. Each player must exhaust 1 hero to travel here. It's the Great Forest Web. Comes with 2. But we quested for 8, which is going to clear here. When that's cleared, we get to stand up, and everybody gets to draw a card. We got Self-Preservation. And, hey, there's the stone. Nice. I'm going to shuffle these up. And then we're going to go even, odd. We got odd. Players cannot defeat this The stage, while Ungula's Spawn is in play, if players defeat this stage, they have won the game. So Ungula's Spawn is in play, so that has got to go now. I don't think that I am going to travel to the Great Forest Web. We got the King Spider, and I think we will engage the King Spider over here. We'll probably block with the Spearman, but I don't think it's worth... Why is Legolas shouldn't be exhausted. The other thing is we could just engage the King Spider over here. We have a lot of blockers. We have 3 rounds of blockers, which probably is more than we need. So let's go ahead and optionally engage the King Spider here. And we've got the Great Forest Web there. Cool. We're going to pass out shadow cards. This can't attack. And we got King Spider here. Let's go ahead and block with the Guard of the Citadel. No, let's block with the Spearman. That's going to deal 1 damage. And then blocking for 3. No shadow effect, but it does not... Guard does not survive. Now we can declare attackers. We've got 2, 5, 7, 8, which would put 7 damage on that, which would be enough. No, wait, which would put 6 damage on that. So let's go ahead and go 3, 4, 5, 6, and put 4 damage here, knowing that we have a sneak attack Gandalf. So that's going to be 6 damage there. Then we're going to use Baravir's ability to draw 2 cards over here. We've got a Feint and a Minor, which is perfect. Nice. We can discard an attachment. We can't do anything there. So we'll stand up. We'll increase our threat. 32, 33. Everyone gets to stand up. Except for Gimli. And except for Baravir. Mindor is going to transfer over to us over here. And we'll pass out some money. Cool. We'll draw a card, which is Unexpected Courage, and we'll draw a card, which is Gandalf. Oh my goodness. Gandalf is a very good card, turns out. Okay. Let's go ahead and spend 2 to play the Celebrian Stone on Aragorn, giving us a +2 willpower. We will sneak attack Gandalf in this phase. Let's go ahead and ready Baravir. And I think we could probably quest out right here, right? We have to quest for 12. We have 2 encounter cards coming. We have cancels for some of those encounter cards. But we can kill this out. We're going to bring in a Gandalf. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm wondering if there's anything that we want to do. We could throw an Unexpected Courage. We'll spend 2 from Aowen to play Unexpected Courage on to Gimli. And then we will exhaust Unexpected Courage to ready Gimli. Over here, do we have anything that we want to be doing? I don't necessarily think that there is. We could just straight play Gandalf. That'd be kind of funny. And then maintain the ability to sneak attack next turn. Or we could just play Gandalf next turn. We're totally fine doing that as well. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna just hang out. We're just gonna hang out there. And we're gonna go questing. We're gonna go questing for 1. We have a Feint in our hand over here, so we can cancel a surprise attack. We have a sneak attack Gandalf, which we're going to use to take out the spawn. Actually, we may not. We may hang out and not take out the spawn. Because if we sneak attack Gandalf right now, we can take out the King Spider. Then Legolas can take out... We got 3, so that's 1 damage. We got 2 more for Gimli. So we could actually take out the Ungulus spawn with our attack. But I kind of may want to quest. We're going to just take them out. We're not going to get cute with it. So let's go ahead and quest with Eowyn. Quest with Theodred. We'll give Theodred a money. Quest with Aragorn. We're going to spend 1 resource to ready Aragorn using his ability. And he's questing for 4. We'll quest with Guard of the Citadel. And then we will use a resource from Theodred's pool to play Sneak Attack, put Gandalf, and commit Gandalf to the quest. When Gandalf comes into play, we are going to deal 4 damage to the Ungulus spawn, which will be enough to take it out. So now we can finish this because the Ungulus spawn is no longer in play. And let's go ahead and go 2, 4, 5. So this is going to be 2, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 15, 16, 20. We're showing 2. First one is a 2. And then we've got deal 1 damage to each exhausted character. Just to save our dignity here, we're going to go ahead and Test of Will to cancel that shadow effect. We're showing 4. We quested for 20. We placed 14, and that's game 1. I mean, the two-player experience is a lot of fun. There's a lot going on here. You can build like some symbiotic decks, but let's read. I almost forgot, but let's read what we get. Resolution. Each player earns a copy of the Mendor Support Boon card. I put these out somewhere. Mendor Support. 1 copy of Mendor Support. Mendor gets +2, +2, +2. If stage 3B was Bjorn's Path, add the Ungulus Swarm Burden card to the campaign pool. There we go. Here it is. Ungulus Swarm. So that's in the campaign pool. That's game 1. I hope you all enjoyed. Stick around. Make sure that you follow for part 2 and the rest of the series. Thank you all for hanging out. Peace.